Let's look at the scatter plot for this set of ordered pairs. We're going to go to Graph, Scatter Plot. We'll choose X for our X group and Y for our Y group. And then click Compute. And looking at the scatter plot, we see that this definitely is not linear. It appears to have a very consistent curve to it. And as a matter of fact, it looks like an exponential function. And whenever this happens, we'll see if this data is actually related by some exponential relationship. And we do that by logging the Y values. And we can do this very easily in StatCrunch. So we'll click Data, Compute Expression. I'm going to build the expression. And what I want to do is log the Y values. So I'm going to find log base 10, add function, Y, add column. Click OK. Click Compute. And now it added to the spreadsheet this column that is the log base 10 of these Y values. Now let's do this. Let's look first at the scatter plot. So we look at the scatter plot, and what we're going to graph now is the X values against the log base 10 of Y values. Now always look at the question that's being posed. It may not tell you which variable is your independent variable, which is your dependent variable, but it may say something like log of Y on X. So you're looking for the words like that that say one variable on another, and you're going to, in that phrase, you're going to let the first variable that's mentioned be your Y values, and the second will be your X values. Let's click Compute. Again, here we have log base 10 of Y on X. And here, this looks like it's pretty linear at this point. So the next thing that we'll want to do is check the plot of the residuals. And so we'll do that by clicking Stat, Regression, Simple Linear, X for the X variable, and now the log base 10 of Y, of the Y values. Now we could use any base we wanted, but just for convenience, we're going to use base 10. Then we'll come down here, and here's what I want to graph. I want to graph the fitted line. I want to also graph the residuals versus the X values. So I'm going to hold Control and click this. If I'm using a PC, if I'm using a Mac, it'll be Command. But you see that we have these two selected now. Plot the fitted line and the residuals versus the X values. And now I'm going to click Compute. And I'm given a box here that starts to give me the stuff that I need to analyze this relationship. But first I'm going to click this little right arrow here because it gives me a look at the scatter plot and then the line that StatCrunch said, yeah, this is what fits well here. And if we look at this, we have the dots from the scatter plot. Some are a little bit above and some are a little bit below. And there doesn't seem to be like a consistent curving to it. It looks like it actually is going to be a line. And if we look at the next graph, the residual plot, we can tell if we have a kind of a random distribution of dots above and below the line y equals 0. So here we have the horizontal line y equals 0. And we can see that we have dots that are kind of randomly above and below. And there's not that many dots here. So when we have a much larger data set, you would be able to see this much more clearly. And again, these are the residuals, the differences between the observed values and the predicted values. So since that's the case, since we think that we do have a good log relationship here, we're going to now look at the R value. The R value is 0.999 if we round to 3 decimal places. Then we can see that the relationship here is log base 10 of y equal to 0.022 if we round to 3 decimal places plus 0.319 times x.